What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Proxy here, bringing you guys a brand new video today. Going to be diving into XDEFIANT. I know you guys normally see me play Rainbow Six Siege, but I have fallen in love with this game, and I want to share my reasons for why I think you should be picking it up. If you like what you see and you want to see more XDEFIANT content, please consider leaving a like, subscribing, and sharing with your friends. All right, let's get into it. Now, XDEFIANT has been on my radar for quite some time now because at heart, I really am a Call of Duty kid. I've been playing the game series since 2007. I remember booting up my grandfather's PlayStation 3 and even recording my first gameplay on Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. So, seeing a game that's going back to its roots of being a true arcade shooter and not what Call of Duty has turned into today, and not to say that Call of Duty today is a horrible game, it's just not what it was that made me fall in love with the franchise to begin with. So, what makes XDEFIANT so great? First and foremost, now I know you've heard it a lot, probably a million times, but I'm going to say it again, no skill-based matchmaking. For the last 5 or 6 years, Call of Duty has pretty much denied that skill-based matchmaking even existed until Mark Rubin came out and was like, hey, this is a real thing, it's problematic, we want to remove it and go back to the roots of what makes first-person shooters fun. And that being diversity in gameplay. That means not having to sweat every 5 minutes to be the best player on the team to make it feel like you're in the finals of a $100,000 tournament. I feel much more comfortable going at my own pace playing XDEFIANT. Some games I don't have to try nearly as hard to do well. Other games I'm really going to have to put in the work. No skill-based matchmaking just means one key word, diversity. And I love the fact that my matches can be so diverse from game to game, and it makes it more thrilling and more engaging. Now, what I find more important than the no skill-based matchmaking in the game is going to be how the game feels. And XDEFIANT feels like an OG arcade shooter. I remember booting up and playing Modern Warfare 2 in 2009 with my friends, leveling up, trying to be the top of the leaderboard, trying to, get the next gun, and just that healthy, fun competition. And it just feels so organic. It feels like I'm back in 2012, 2013 and enjoying my childhood again. Now, don't get me wrong, I fully understand and acknowledge this isn't going to be for everybody, especially the newer generation that's coming from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019. I don't blame them. This is a different type of movement, it's a different type of feel, and if all they've known over the last 5, 6, 7 years of playing COD is that kind of gameplay, then I can completely understand why this might not be a great fit for them. But for us that like to dive into the real, organic, original style of arcade shooting and FPS games, you're going to have a blast here, and I think it provides even more competitive integrity. Also, with the inclusion of some really great maps, they're fun and vibrant, they have a lot of diversity to them, and honestly, I feel like that's what COD's been lacking over the last few years, is that the maps aren't very engaging, right? If you look back to older Call of Duties, you're going to find more engaging, more colorful, more fluid map design. And of course, with me being an old head, I am a big fan of simplistic create-a-class systems. I don't like that in COD there's like 70 different attachments that I need to worry about, meta builds each and every week. I like the simplicity of it because it allows me to get into the game, get out a good few matches, and be able to kind of experiment with different weapons rather than being tied to a particular gun and particular meta. And I'm going to throw in an honorable mention. I think that the Battle Pass for Season 0 is fairly priced and offers a good amount of content. Now, of course, there's going to be some negatives that we're going to talk to in just a moment about the overall shop system, but I felt like I should have mentioned that. Now, of course, no game is perfect, and I want to mention some of the things that this game needs to work on and needs to get resolved quickly. The biggest things being hit registration as well as netcode. These are the biggest flaws that need to be addressed, and it is kind of worrying for me since they had so many playtests to kind of get this right, and it's just not in a good state. I've put in over 24 hours into this game so far. I have several guns that are bronze. I also have reached level 55, and so I've gotten a lot to experience in terms of the hit registration and netcode, and it's just not in a good place. Now, I'm going to briefly mention snipers here. I think they're in a fun state. However, I do think that they are a little overpowered currently. And don't get me wrong, it's a ton of fun, and I think it's the most fun I've had sniping in a while, but I just wanted to mention that. Okay, so we're about to get to the big one for me, which is the shop prices and the items on display. Listen, I'm not trying to insult anyone here, but the fact that they're charging like $8 for a skin that has 3 dots on it, I find to be extremely insulting. And I've even gotten into some arguments on Twitter where people are defending these prices, saying, oh, it's a free game. You know, we got to support the developers. And I'm all in agreement with that. I just believe that the quality to value ratio needs to be better. I just can't myself sit there and spend $8 on a skin with 3 dots. Now, don't get me wrong, you're watching the gameplay. I've spent money in the shop, I've supported them, you know, but I do think the prices need to be adjusted. They need to be kind of tweaked and just be fair to the consumer. And I know this is not Mark Rubin's field. He doesn't really have say in this. You know, even the developers don't, but, you know, it's Ubisoft, so we always have to mention microtransactions. And really the last two complaints I have is the UI or UX design needs to be adjusted slightly. It's not horrible by any means, it's functional, but I would like it to be a little bit more engaging. By no means nothing like Call of Duty's HQ menu shit. I don't want to see that at all, but I do think that it can be a little bit more engaging, a little bit more tactile, and so for that reason I kind of added them to the list. And I would also like to see a revamped or improved upon passive or trait system. And I'm actually working on a video that's going to come out next week that's going to talk about some of my ideas to improve the trait or passive system that's on XDefiant's current build. Overall, I'm really enjoying the game. I'm having an absolute blast. Me and my friends were 6-stacking. We're having a good time. We even entered in a tournament, which was hell trying to get into, but I'm really enjoying this game. I'm having a ton of fun, and I can see myself playing this for months and months in the future, so do expect some more content on XDefiant. And that's the end of the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you do, consider leaving a like and subscribing. Comment down below what's your favorite part about XDefiant, because I want to know, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you so much, and peace!